Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Okay, this is our before. Sorry that we trolled you guys with the non-review. But our before remains the same, but not trolling you this time. This is our actual before and after. I wasn't expecting too much. Nick was expecting fun Star Warsy stuff, and we had high hopes for the characters in tow, and I was really looking forward to Captain Phasma and BB-8, and he was looking forward to Poe Dameron, Finn, Kylo Ren, and Rey. Find out how we feel about it after the jump.
Hi, Izumi Nation.
I was in the movie for 5 minutes.
We actually kind of took about 24 hours to just kind of let this movie
sink in
and process, because...
And I just clicked the first bubble. It was a movie.
It was certainly a movie, yeah.
He liked it way more than I did.
I definitely liked it more than you did, but it's interesting because you didn't like it nearly as much as I did. I liked it more than you did, but I feel like
seems to love it way more.
The internet seems to love it way more than I did. Holy cats. I want to clarify that I didn't dislike this movie, you guys.
Can I give my my amazing plot synopsis?
Sure, go for it.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we should just say right now, spoilers. We're just gonna discuss Force Awakens, so.
So Force Awakens is a story about two orphans, two very sad, wizard-enabled orphans, who go on a galactic quest with a giant lump of a robot that goes beep beep boop 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 and purrs. They steal a crappy pirate ship. It's a pirate ship.
It's a pirate ship. It's the best pirate ship.
And they go on a quest to save the world by looking for who is essentially Merlin. Alright.
Mm-hmm.
So it's Lord of the Rings-ish. All the while, Senor Grandpa Issues, Mr. very sad, very, very sad person with grandpa issues, dead with a grandpa complex, commits patricide.
That's pretty much it. Or, okay, like I said, again, I like this movie, but I'm going to give my own plot synopsis, which is actually one of my problems with the movie. This is a Star Wars movie about a droid carrying secret plans who gets stranded on a desert planet, befriends some plucky heroes on that desert planet,
whose parents aren't there.
Then they use the Millennium Falcon to get off of the desert planet, only to find themselves forced into a confrontation with a guy in black robes who kidnaps the only important woman in the movie, and then after the guy in black robes kills the younger people's mentor figure, they have a throwdown with him, and the heroes manage to blow up a star-killing weapon. Now, you might have noticed that's the plot of A New Hope, which is
so much better, in my opinion.
Which is kind of this movie's biggest weird, like, I didn't necessarily dislike it, but its biggest weirdness is that it's a sequel, but it's also kind of a remake. No, really. It's straight up, like, the plot is beat for beat A New Hope.
Different characters, which are just archetypes wearing names, in my opinion.
See, I actually really liked the characters.
Poe Dameron is definitely an archetype.
Poe Dameron is an archetype. I'm not going to argue with you there. But I liked Rey. I liked the female lead. I thought she was really cool. I really enjoyed
Phasma
Rey.
was an archetype wearing a name.
We're going to get to Phasma later.
Kylo Ren was to me, a massive disappointment in every single way, and as soon as he took his mask off, I wanted to duct tape it to his face.
See, I, on the other hand, actually like Kylo Ren. But I like him for two distinct reasons. One, actually, I'm going to take that back. I like him for three distinct reasons. The first reason is a bit of a cop-out, but it's because every red lightsaber wielder in the prequels were such god-awful, terrible characters that having someone whose motivations and, character arc made sense to me was a godsend. There you go. So, yeah, like, I know that that's a crappy reason to like him, but yes, he's a better villain than anything that was in the prequels.
I wouldn't know yet.
Yeah, you haven't watched them. We have not recorded the live stream yet. That will probably be up by the time that this is aired. But yes.
Oh yeah, definitely.
During the live stream, Rena will experience the prequel. She hasn't yet, as of this recording.
I've experienced the Lego games.
You lucky soul.
Darth Vader's lightsaber is very dusty, as it should be.
Which leads me to actually one of the points that I like about Kylo Ren. One of the biggest problems Star Wars has had with villains ever since the original trilogy is how do you one-up Darth Vader, who is like the most iconic movie bad guy of all time.
You do an angsty teenager version of him who really desperately wants to be him.
Here's the thing. Every single Star Wars movie after Darth Vader, they've been stuck in this crappy loop of wannabe Darth Vaders. And in this, they actually made it a plot point that he wants to be Darth Vader. That is interesting. That makes sense. But the thing I liked most about this character is that he is this seething ball of rage. Like, he puts on this I'm calm and collected bad guy front,
but he really needs to see a psychiatrist.
The minute anyone leaves the room, he starts smashing things.
I'm pretty sure those monitors were expensive. I mean, they came out of the 80s after all.
That's some other, but we will move on to that, but I want to get through characters first. I also liked Finn. I thought
My favorite character was BB-8, but...
Well, we can get to BB-8. I just wanted to talk about everybody a little bit. I thought Finn worked. I thought he was a really good mislead in the trailers when they're like, oh, look, this guy's got the lightsaber. He's going to be our new main Jedi. And it's like, nope, it was the girl the whole time.
It's like, wait, it's a weapon?
He still gets some good scenes.
At least he can also use it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and maybe we'll get both Rey and Finn will be.
It proves that you don't have to be a Jedi to wield a lightsaber.
Well, Luke really wasn't a Jedi for the first two movies. I mean, he was from a Jedi family.
Although, like, what does it say that Luke had, like, serious issues trying to boot that thing up, and then all of a sudden he's just like, you know what? Let's find the button. Except it would be blue.
I liked their interaction. I really liked the dialogue. I liked the character interaction. But yes, BB-8.
He purrs.
BB-8 was great.
He purrs.
Apparently BB-8 is among the things people don't like about this movie.
Wait,
and
what?
All I can say is, are you high? No, BB-8's adorable. And it's a practical prop, which is even cooler. I'm sorry. It looked good.
I mean, like, that's like saying that the red cockroach monsters in the par scene were annoying. It's like, by the way, I loved the cockroach puppets.
I loved how many of the monsters and aliens in this movie were puppets.
Like, half of them were taken from the Hellboy set.
Not that I would know. The puppets just look more convincing.
Oh yeah, they definitely do.
I just liked the puppets a lot.
I like finding any inconsequential use for puppets.
They're which was definitely one of the movie's problems, was that the puppets look great. CG was really all over the place in this movie, though. Sometimes the CG was really good, and other times it was...
the giant eyeballed vagina dentata.
Yeah, the weird monster in the hallway. That looked like crap. But Lupita Nyong'o's character...
She looked okay. I'm gonna say okay.
I liked that character. I thought that...
She was one of the most interesting things in the entire movie.
She was fun.
I would watch a movie about her.
She kind of reminded me of the Oracle from The Matrix. And I mean that in a good way. I liked the Oracle. That was one of the things that really worked in that movie.
I want to watch a movie about her.
Well, since they plan on doing random spin-off movies every other year, you might get your chance.
Hey, Disney. Hey.
Oh, boy.
Explain to me who this character is.
Next year, we're getting the... Speaking of explaining to me who this character is, who the heck was that guy Poe Dameron was talking to at the beginning of the movie?
Apparently Ben Kenobi.
Someone's gonna... mark my words, it's going to be some minor character from the original trilogy who we just don't remember, and if someone's gonna call us an idiot in the comment section. I mark my words, that's gonna happen right now. I loved seeing Admiral Akbar. He has aged gracefully for a fish man.
I have the feeling that it's the same puppet, they just made modifications to it.
Maybe, but he has aged well for a fish man.
I'm just saying the blinking effect was definitely an older effect than...
But they might have been just trying to copy the style, because, I mean, he had a very distinct blink. It was part of being Akbar.
Kind of slow.
Uh-huh. It's part of the Akbar charm.
That being said, the Admiral Akbar Lego will be coming with a transparent pint glass.
Mm. I'm probably going to get that.
You can have him at the bar. I mean...
It was fun seeing... I know you're not as big a fan of the original characters. I actually enjoyed seeing...
You skipped Rey.
No, I talked about how much I love
Really?
her. Yeah, she was the first character I talked about.
Oh, okay.
And you were the one who wanted to skip over her. Rey was my favorite of the new characters. I like her a lot. I like that it looks like she's going to be our main character for the...
Just be happy that Disney owns the rights to Nausicaa, because
her introduction
was the Omu scene.
Her introduction was blatantly stolen from the first scene in Nausicaa Valley of the Wind. Like, seriously, you guys, watch the first scene in Nausicaa when she's collecting the parts of the Omu, and compare it with the first scenes you see of Rey when she's taking crap from the Star Destroyer.
It's the same scene.
It's literally the same scene.
Including using the eye/shield thing as rather innovative sled thing.
I liked that, though. I thought it was charming. I liked her. I think she's...
The movie literally went downhill from there for me.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry to hear that, because I really enjoyed it. Because
that part was nice and whimsical, and it made it feel like it was going to go in a different direction from all Star Wars. And different direction from all science fiction, and not feel like a ripoff of a Star Trek movie.
Well, hopefully... Here's the thing, though. Next movie, it's really looking like Rey is going to be our main protagonist. And I'm good with that.
Let's just hope we don't get a remake of the second movie.
Yeah, as much fun... Like I said, the biggest weakness is that it is almost beat for beat New Hope. And I really hope that Episode 8 won't be beat for beat Empire. Because it's just...
Other characters. General guy. Blonde general guy.
Ah, yes, General Hux.
He was, he was a riot.
There is... I had one... Okay, I have a mixed feelings about the super weapon in this movie. First, I like that, and I didn't mention this to you before, Carolyn, but the super weapon that they have in the movie, the not Death Star, they call it a Star Killer, which I thought was hilarious because in the first script for Star Wars, that was going to be Luke's last name, was Star Killer. So it was like, okay, that's a nice in joke. But General Hux, orchestrates what for me was the biggest suspension of disbelief breaker in the entire movie, where he gathers his entire army of First Order stormtroopers and
lines them up,
and troops.
Has some about face.
Yeah, well, first he does a Nazi speech, then he has them about face, and they stare directly into
at the space laser.
At a space laser that is visible being fired from several planets away, and they all stare directly into it.
Okay. We like Gundam, right? And in Gundam, even those idiots wear sunglasses.
Yeah, no one puts on sunglasses. Now, you could argue the stormtroopers have helmets, but General Hux, no helmet, not even a hat. Not a pair of Ray-Bans. He just stares right into this blinding red light.
Speaking of the stupidity of the First Order Empire thing going on, the not Empire that we have going on here, stormtrooper masks filter out smoke, but not gas.
But not toxins, is how he put it. Which,
You're going to alien planets. They really need to get a copy of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy for this movie.
There were a lot of one of the things I
mean, like the Empire really needs to get a copy of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and just so that they can actually like tell if their stormtrooper masks can actually handle planets.
One of the other things I really liked in this movie, though, I thought there were a lot of really good just goofy throwaway lines. And I liked one of the scenes with the First Order when General Hux is talking to one of the other generals. And they're like, have you ever seen such deviations in the stormtroopers before? And he's like, well, no, we conditioned them from childhood. And the other guy's like, I told you we should have stuck with clones.
So apparently the First Order are the invasion of the baby snatchers.
Yeah, that's...
Baby snatching is a theme in this movie, apparently.
Baby snatching and child abandonment is just the thing in this movie. No, the First Order, they straight up say, yeah, all the stormtroopers were kidnapped from their parents.
Not staying with your parents is a theme in this one.
Rey, she doesn't know who her parents are, but she seems intent on waiting for them. Kylo Ren knows goddamn well who his parents are, and he wants to kill them.
Patricidal idiot. And then, like, you have a choice as a child. If your parents are killed in front of you, you can either become Batman or you can become a stormtrooper.
That's it. That's what you get in media. Sorry, guys.
However, if you are taken from your parents, you can become, I don't know, a Jedi.
To be fair, though, just because you can become a stormtrooper doesn't mean you can't turn your life around. That's another thing I like about Finn. I always have a soft spot for second chances. And
they learned something from the cartoon series.
Yeah, I guess that it could be taken as a reference to the current cartoon of Star Wars Rebels, where there are several
characters,
Empire members, and yes, there are more active female characters in Rebels than there are in this movie. That's depressing. While we're on that note,
Phasma!
Let's talk about Captain Phasma, who is my biggest disappointment in this movie. Absolutely my biggest disappointment was Captain Phasma.
She shows up, does nothing, continues to do nothing.
Then she gets tackled by a Wookiee.
Tackled by a Wookiee? Commits high treason?
No, she doesn't really commit treason.
She doesn't do it on purpose. She is forced into it.
Uh-huh.
And then she's thrown in a trash compactor. As a reference to, of course,
A New Hope. Here's the thing. Captain Phasma is a Boba Fett. Now, for those of you some of you are like, oh yeah, Boba Fett. That's not a compliment from me. Boba Fett is a really cool looking character who accomplishes diddly squat. And
5 minutes!
And Phasma's the same thing. They made this the marketing made this huge deal out of the fact that, oh, we finally have a female Star Wars villain, and she doesn't do anything. Also, the actress playing her is a damn good actress. It's a waste of a good actress. The best thing I can hope for is, because we didn't actually see her get trash compacted on screen, is that maybe, just maybe, she got out alive and she will come back and, like, kick the crap out of Finn next movie.
I hope so.
Because it's such a waste of an interesting character if they don't.
Or kick the crap out of Kylo Ren, neither one.
Nah, that'd be good too. God, Kylo Ren.
Oh, Kylo Ren is, like, the bizarre love child of with Alan Rickman and that guy from Sweeney Todd, the little kid. I mean, he has, like, the Alan Rickman hair and schnoz, and he's got the lips that take up most of the face, and I wanted him to put his mask right back on.
They tried to... It's weird that
that voice didn't fit.
It's weird that they had that embargo on spoilers just before the movie. Because, like, in the promotional images, they released an image of him without the mask. And I'm really upset that they did that. Yeah, they did. I'm really upset that they did that. Because, like, part of what would have worked better, for me, anyway, would have been to never have seen those images, so that, because, you know, he's a guy in a mask. Is his face all screwed up? Because going by these movies, his face has got to be all screwed up, right? Oh, no.
Please let him not be Han Solo's kid.
Well, too late for that.
Can we have, like, you know, some kid who thought he was Han Solo's kid? Because that would have been fun.
I'm still fine with it. I'm fine with it because the idea that the Skywalker lineage is just going to be targeted by evil people, that makes sense to me. Because it's happened before, it's going to happen again. Because that's the thing,
that's what happens.
The Star Wars...
You're targeted by, like, moldy face Voldemort, and it just kind of goes downhill.
See, the Star Wars religion, though, you can't ever have good triumphs completely over evil, because the Force is Zen. If you have too much of one thing, it's bad because it's unbalanced. So in order for there to be a light side, there needs to be a dark side. And the forces of the dark side are always going to be looking for that trump card. And unfortunately, the established trend after Vader is, if you can turn a Skywalker evil, that's your trump card.
Go for it!
I was fine with that plot point. Something fun.
Moldy Voldemort.
Okay, yeah, we gotta Snoke. Supreme Leader Snoke looked terrible.
Yes, he did.
He looked absolutely terrible.
Like, I know that he was supposed to be a projection and everything, so he could kind of look kind of icky, but...
Maybe next movie you guys could do a practical effect. I didn't think it worked.
Please do a practical costume on someone. I mean, the guy who played Abraham in the Hellboy movies, and Pan in Pan's Labyrinth. Get that guy!
For me, it was just really...
You can dub him over!
It was distracting. It was distracting because so much of the rest of the First Order looked so clean and practical, and then you have this goofy CG Voldemort guy.
Thanos wannabe Voldemort.
Yeah, I didn't think he worked. I hope that they explain his deal better next movie, and I'm praying that they go practical next movie, because it just didn't... I don't think it worked. I really don't think it worked.
I'm 2 for 2. I got 2 Hellboy references in so far.
Okay. That's enough. Going back to things I liked, it was fun.
The X-Wings were fun.
I was going to say, it was fun seeing the classic ships again. The TIE fighters have never been so cool.
The screaming effect is actually a lot better on them now than it has ever been.
The TIE fighter... The X-Wings were great. It was so much fun to see X-Wings in action again.
It was one of the few times that I actually leaned over and was like, now that's how you make an entrance.
Yeah, since we're spoiling everything anyway, when the Resistance fighters come in to save Finn, Han, and Chewie. That is such a great scene. Because you have the fighter choreography looks really cool. The X-Wings themselves look beautiful. Not just Poe's awesome black X-Wing, which is badass, but I've always liked the color blue more than red. So X-Wings with blue paint jobs, right up Nick's alley. I was all about that. The TIE Fighters, I think, were cooler in this movie than they were in the classic movies. I'm going to say that. The TIE Fighter...
Well, they didn't look like flimsy pieces of cardboard painted to look like spaceships.
I didn't think I'd say this, but I really feel like the TIE Fighter kind of stole the movie as far as ships go. Like, the TIE Fighter, just TIE Fighters in general, they all look really cool.
These guys.
I don't think anyone can... You can kind of see it. We have a tiny TIE Fighter hanging from the...
Can you see it now?
You can only see one of them. We have a couple TIE Fighters hanging from the roof. But yeah, the TIE Fighter really stole this movie. It was really cool. I enjoyed seeing...
Our Legos aren't black enough.
Yeah.
That's the only complaint I really have.
Yeah, I think that was the other thing. Updating the design of the TIE Fighter, making it black. I think that made it look just all the more cool.
And the
cool.
scream of their engine was a little more guttural than it was before.
Yeah, that twin ion scream. That was A+ on the TIE Fighter. Just anything in the movie involving the TIE Fighters.
It also helps giving it a dual cockpit.
Yeah, 2-seaters. Like, I didn't think TIE Fighters were 2-seaters, but I guess they are.
They are now.
They are now. Maybe these new TIE Fighters are and the old ones weren't. I'm good with that. But yeah, the TIE Fighter stole the movie for me. I think of the ships we saw, and the X-Wings were great, and it was fun to see the Millennium Falcon again.
And then Carolyn cried when she saw a dead AT-AT.
Yeah. Okay, that was another little thing that I liked. I liked that there was crap from the... Yeah, there's... Because we have to assume that the war that was taking place during episodes 4, 5, and 6 was huge. And you're seeing that there's debris of it, like, just everywhere.
You like the giant Empire ship.
Yeah, the Star Destroyer that was just sticking out of the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked that. I thought that was really...
I thought that's what it was called. I didn't want to say it without getting it wrong.
No, you're right.
The giant Star Destroyer that totally wasn't a nod to anything else.
Nice to see the new Star Destroyer. The new Star Destroyer was a little. I don't know that I like the new Star Destroyer design. I know that's kind of a goofy...
I don't like the new design because, honestly, the first time it showed up on screen, I almost bust a gut laughing because of how bad that scene was.
It was framed really dumb. It looked like a kid's...
Like... So you want to be Batman here. It's like, oh my god! I almost bust a gut in the theater, and I kept from doing so. That was really hard.
Now, you and I disagreed on the camera work. You didn't like the camera work.
No, because it was all a Star Destroyer showing up on screen going... Pew, pew.
Okay, that part I agree was bad, but the rest of it, I thought the camera work was really good.
The aerial fight scenes were probably the thing that was best choreographed in terms of filming, but then again, it was all CG, so they could actually go in and...
I can agree with that. Again, going back to X-Wings and TIE Fighters fighting the way you always wanted to see them fight, this is it.
Mm-hmm. But...
Just saying.
But there was a lot of...
Okay, that's fair. I liked the wide shots, though. I thought, like, the lightsaber fights, I thought were choreographed very nicely. I loved the closing shot of the movie. I loved the very ending and how it was shot.
Unfortunately, to me, that's a J.J. Abrams problem shot.
I liked it. I liked the journey. I liked the atmosphere of it, and I liked Rey and Luke having that wordless exchange. You didn't need dialogue there. I'm thankful neither of them talked. I thought it was just a really powerful way to close the movie. Mm-hmm. I really liked that scene. I just everything about that scene worked for me. Everything.
What else do I want to talk about? Females.
Yeah.
Why don't I just hit this one right now? Diversity in Star Wars is still not a thing.
They did better in this one than they have in any of the others. I'll say that.
For one, we have a female X-Wing pilot. We don't know her name, but she's there.
She's there.
You have female stormtroopers. Don't know most of their names, but they're there. We have Phasma. She's there. She's only on screen with another female 0 times. And the only time you have it's usually only twice that you have 2 females on screen at a time, and that's
Leia
and Rey and Lupita Nyong'o's character, who I didn't catch the name of because Star Wars, everyone has names. And black people. Only 1 on screen at a time. They had the record number of black people in Star Wars.
I'll also point out this is the first time a black character has been a lead, not a supporting character.
This is true.
Which is good. I'm going to praise the movie for taking good steps. Finn is a step in the right direction. Rey is
also a step in the right direction.
They're great. Keep them, please. Keep doing things with them. Make them better characters than they were here. Build on them.
Give us more of them.
Give them more personality. Give us more of what they like, what they aspire to. Because they have so much potential to inspire young people. I want more of that.
Make them more than soggy pieces of bread.
I have a counterpoint to your point that I thought of earlier today, though, that I realized. So there's more diversity in this Star Wars, but weirder, there's more diversity on both sides. Because the Resistance we've got female X-Wing pilots, and we've got Fishman X-Wing pilots, and we got Fat Guy X-Wing pilots.
At least the Fishman was actually from the first 3 episodes.
Yeah. But just hear me out. So you have all this diversity in the Resistance. Now, in theory, the First Order has diversity too. Now, they've said that it was a conscious decision in the original 3 films, 4, 5, 6, that the Empire didn't have any women because the Empire are destroyers and they cannot create life. That was intentional symbolism, and I get that. Now, in this movie, we know there are female stormtroopers, we see female agents of the First Order, but you know what I was reminded of by the First Order? You're not going to believe this. Gamergate. Hear me out. So, the argument that so often happens when I look at Gamergate or anyone who's, why do we have to deal with these social justice warriors people all the time, is that they don't want someone's cultural or gendered or ethnic identity in it. They just want people to play along with what the main thing is. It's like, oh, well, the culture already exists, so instead of accommodating to you, you have to accommodate to us. In other words, it's okay to be a female, it's okay to be a minority, so long as you don't make that part of your identity. And you get that in the First Order. They have women, they have black guys, they have all these people, but they have to wear masks. They have to keep their stormtrooper helmet on so that everyone is the same. No individuality whatsoever. And I thought that was a strong theme in this movie, was individuality versus authoritarianism.
I'm trying to think of that quote.
Because the First Order, it's in their title, order. They want order. They want organization to society, and with that, they don't want individualism. And then you look at the Resistance, and yeah, it's women, it's fish people, it's black guys, it's white guys, it's various other aliens. I think there was a Greedo-looking dude in there somewhere. Rhodians, that's what they're called. They're all over the place. They're very open about all the different kinds of people who can be part of them. And I thought that was a really strong theme.
Indeed. I'm just looking for this one quote so that I can say it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. It's, I I liked that theme. I liked that part of the movie very much.
Great minds think alike, but fools rarely differ.
I like that. Who said that?
That's the full old version quote. I wanted to get the whole thing.
Okay, I like that. Yeah, because the First Order in general, aside from Snoke, aside from their supreme leader,
followed by another one that is actually very ties into this movie, is the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb.
Yeah, that's another one of those quotes that most people take out of context.
Yeah, both of those were quotes that are commonly out of context.
Yeah, blood is thicker than water. The original version of that was, no, the
blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb, so...
meaning that
Kylo Ren feels more attracted to the First Order than he does his own family.
It's stuff like that I thought made Kylo Ren a really tragic character. That's why I was kind of sold. I even grew to appreciate his stupid lightsaber. And don't get me wrong, it is a stupid lightsaber. But it is as...
How many times should he have stabbed himself?
But that lightsaber is as unhinged and messed up as he is.
Poorly put together.
Which is why it works for him. As an individual weapon for him, it makes perfect sense.
I'm gonna do it again.
You're just getting... Overall, I would say... Now, what would you say for this one? I'd say this is a movie worth seeing. I do recommend going to see it.
If you like Star Wars, go see it. If you've never seen Star Wars, go see it. If you're looking for a high-class, highly beautiful, wonderful science fiction story that's exciting and adventurous and gung-ho, you're probably better off watching something else. In my opinion. Because to me, this movie was incredibly mediocre. It was a very Star Wars movie. It didn't really bring anything new to the table, and that's what bothered me. And it had a lot of Abranisms.
That's true. It did reek of JJ.
Including the Star Trek warp effect.
It's literally the same effect. Literally. I, on the other hand, I totally respect what you're getting at. I enjoyed it more than you did. I don't think this is the epic game changer people are making it out to be, but I did think it was a very enjoyable film. I think that the characters who they introduced are going to go places if the writers are willing to take them there. And honestly, even if the story wasn't as original as what I was hoping for, having a movie where there are role models, where there's a strong woman Jedi, or, well, soon-to-be Jedi, hopefully, where there's...
Force wielder,
where there's a black protagonist who's not gangsta, who's not,
stereotyped as black.
He's not stereotypically black, but he's
human.
He's a plucky hero. He's the kind of plucky hero who I dig. If we can have a movie series that's going to focus on people like that to give the next generation of kids good heroes to look up to, please keep going with that, Star Wars. I embrace that wholeheartedly.
And this, more than anything, has made me want to watch Star Wars Rebels to see if I actually find characters that I enjoy, because, again, I liked BB-8, and that was about it. In terms of characters.
I'm really hoping you like Hera, believe it or not. I know I keep talking about
that one with the really cool non-amiibo?
She's a Twi'lek. She has green skin and...
So not the cool girl who's not an amiibo.
Okay, so I think
I'm talking about the Mandalorian.
Oh yeah, Sabine? Yeah. Yeah, she's awesome. I think you'll dig her. Partly because she's an artist, and she's a badass artist, so I can't knock badass artists. For for reasons. But yeah.
You're just gonna...
I dig the hell out of Rebels. I think you should give it a look because it's pretty fun. I dig this movie. I don't think it's as good as everyone is making it out to be, but I do think it's worth your time. I look forward to watching it again.
Hopes for the future. I want them to actually do interesting things with the Force.
There was, I'll say, we did see one Force power that I've never seen before in this movie. Kylo Ren making a blaster bolt just stop in midair. Never seen that before. That was shocking and pretty cool.
But, I'm saying, using, things like, say, Cortos's Weave and making Force-enabled weapons that aren't lightsabers, because swords are completely impractical.
They're a weapon of a more refined time. Don't hit me with that.
Like...
I want Rey to become the main Jedi of this story.
Try running down, like, a cramped hallway with a...
Well, you don't have to worry about it with a lightsaber because it cuts through everything.
Yeah, apparently not snow, though. You can just ram it into the snow and it turns off. Science, I think.
But Rey, I want her to become the main Jedi of the story. That's one of my biggest hopes.
That would be cool.
Because I really... her lightsaber fight was awesome. It was one of the... Okay, one last good thing I want to say about this movie. One of the things that's so infuriating about the prequel movies is that you would have these long, over-choreographed lightsaber fights, but aside from when someone lost an arm, no one ever looked tired or looked like they were getting hurt. And in this...
There's injuries.
Yeah, there's injuries, and they look worn the hell out. Like... This is a very physically taxing thing for everyone involved. Because sword fighting is a very physically taxing thing.
It's hard.
It's very hard.
So, and you have angsty guy who's fighting out of anger, so he's not concentrating and not taking care of what he's doing, and this chick who only knows how to fight with a pole arm.
But I also like that because that was a subtle way of, like, so she knows melee combat. She's used to hitting people with sticks. So, yes, of course she's able to figure out how to use a lightsaber.
But her fire stick that can cut off her own head. Impractical.
She was awesome, though. I loved that lightsaber fight.
Death fire stick.
That actually might be my favorite lightsaber fight.
It probably was the best.
It probably was the best. Okay, so we can say this I would never say that this is the best Star Wars movie, but it probably had the best ship battles, and I'll say definitely had the best lightsaber fight.
Mm-hmm. It had the highest consequences of a lightsaber fight.
Yes,
no one died, no one lost limbs, but there was actually weight there.
It felt like stuff was at stake. I liked that. It's the same reason why whenever people complain about, oh, the lightsaber fight in episode 4 is boring because it's just some old guys fighting. But the stakes, the characters, their hatred for each other, or, well, Vader's hatred for Obi-Wan, and Obi-Wan's,
desire to help.
To help. That's so raw that I love that lightsaber fight.
It's a fight between best friends who were separated.
And this had the emotional weight of one of the classic fights, but the interesting choreography of a modern movie sword fight. So yeah, A+ to the lightsaber fight. Good stuff. I'm
sorry if you haven't seen the movie yet.
If you haven't, what the hell are you doing? Just go. If you don't want to pay, go to a matinee. Go to a matinee. Or go get some friends, enjoy it. I think you will have a good time.
eat some popcorn, eat some candy, drink some soda. Ours was $21 for soda and popcorn, so we didn't.
So we didn't.
But get a bunch of friends together, dress up, go see it. Why not? I mean, even if you don't like the movie, it's an excuse to get out and experience something on a profound level that is a very interesting sequel.
I can agree with you there. It was really fun. I don't think do we have anything else we want to cover? Or I'd say we hit it on the head.
A+ costuming.
Oh yeah, great costumes. Kylo Ren was great when he had his mask on.
My only huge issue with the costuming was Rey had immaculate lip gloss the entire movie.
Yeah, that's true. I liked her.
Like, she didn't have, like, eyeliner and shit.
You know
she
what?
had immaculate lip gloss.
You know what? What was my favorite Rey costume? That thing she had at the end of the movie.
The gray.
The gray thing.
That was cute.
I thought that looked really cool. Like,
it was actually a really cute outfit on a girl in Star Wars, which never happens.
It looked good, but it also looked practical. And I really liked, again, that was my favorite scene in the movie, was that ending. Was that quiet ending. And I like quiet scenes. Sometimes those are the scenes that just attract me. Loved that ending.
Mm-hmm.
It's just quiet and perfect and had me actually excited for what happens next.
It does, however, make me feel that they use the costuming department from Guardians of the Galaxy to costume some of the people, because
I can see that.
The commanding officer, I can't remember her name, from Guardians of the Galaxy,
Nova
Prime. She and Leia have similar wardrobes.
I can see that.
It's just Nova Prime has better hair.
Costumes were fantastic in this movie. Really good. I also liked the updates to the classic costumes. Like, the new X-Wing fighter outfits look good.
They used the same helmets, though.
No, they used new helmets, yeah. The only old helmet in the movie was the one that Rey had on Jakku.
Totally not Anakin's helmet.
The one I also liked was I really liked how the new I liked the First Order Stormtrooper uniforms. They were a little Apple Store, but I liked it. Kylo Ren's outfit is great.
It goes back to Gamergate. They were the Xbox One edition.
The First Order or Gamergate. No, the First Order or Gamergate. No. I'm not. See, I can say that because I'm a white male, and they won't. They're not gonna.
I've already been attacked, so.
See, so. Anyway,
You know what I say to that attack?
I think that sums up our opinions pretty well. Okay, you could stop.
Have a good night.
Keep on spocking in the free world.
Or is it?